The country's current tax to GDP ratio stands at 12%, which falls below the sub-Saharan African average of 16.5%. The low level of tax collected in the country has been a source of concern for the Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta. Mr. Ofori-Atta, in a press conference after the presentation of the 2022 budget last year, stated that out of about 18 million potential income taxpayers, only 2.4 million persons, approximately 8% of the total population, were registered as personal income taxpayers as of August 2021. The challenges with the volume and value of tax collected served as a catalyst for the introduction of the electronic transfer levy e-levy in the 2022 budget. But in an interview with City Business News on the matter, tax analyst Francis Timor-Boy noted that a rebalancing of Ghana's tax regime is needed to take the pressure off consumption taxes.
And you see, taxation is based on some principles. If you consume, you pay consumption tax. If you earn income, you pay income tax. If you hold property, in other words, if you hold your wealth, you pay property tax. But then we have left these other elements of wealth and we're only focusing on consumption tax. We are even not too much paying attention to income tax, especially those earning income in the informal sector. So we should spread the concept across. Go to those who are holding wealth in the form of property, tax them. Those who are consuming it, introduce consumption tax. Those who are earning income, let them pay income tax. But all the time, if you focus on consumption tax, that's the problem. And we always say that Ghana's consumption tax of 60% to 40% is not helping the informal, the vulnerable. So possibly we need to rebalance the way our tax system operates. And I think that in the long term, we will benefit. Property tax is one. The exemption bill, which was withdrawn, possibly we need to go back.
Mr. Timor-Boy further called for the scrapping and/or reduction of some of the taxes in the price build-up of fuel in the country to ease the burden related to fuel price hikes on Ghanaians.
I think, yes, if you look at our petroleum pricing build-up, the taxes to some extent are overloaded. A liter and you pay over 1 cedi 50 pesos or above is quite overloaded. And I think some of the taxes, from the way things are going, if I was the minister, I would rather reduce some of the taxes and then find other means of bringing back the tax. You see, the petroleum sector is essential sector. And anything that causes an increase in that sector almost cuts across everything. So yes, you can get a lot of money from that sector, but where you notice that its discipline effect is high, then you can, mitigate it a little bit. So I think that we can do something about it. Though government is going to find it difficult to, find other means of, funding its expenditure. But I think that the way the public sentiment is going, let's go into that line and see if we can cut it a little bit so that at least consumers can also be freed a little.